2019 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Redeye Widebody First Drive Review. Son of a beast. Portland, Maine. They told us the Hellcat Redeye Widebody is a Hellcat that's been possessed by a demon. But what I'm telling myself is, save it for the track. I hadn't even put the pedal all the way to the floor, and the world around me had warped in my peripheral vision. I peeled my skull from the headrest and contemplated the supercharger under the double-snorkel hood in front of me, force-feeding air to the 6.2-liter Hemi V8, producing a hair under 800 horsepower. With my stomach returning to its usual place, I tried to summon the patience not to roast the tires again. Relax, enjoy the drive, explore the car, and save the rest for the track. I tried to restrain myself from adding to the many strips of rubber already smeared across the hilly, meandering roads between Portland, Maine and Club Motorsports across the state line in New Hampshire. But then there's always another stop sign, and something possesses me to misbehave again as I pull away. The 2019 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Redeye includes a number of borrowed features that help the Dodge Challenger SRT demon slap me in the back of the helmet back at Lucas Oil Raceway. It has the same displacement Hemi with a 2.7-liter supercharger providing 14.5 psi of boost. That pressure is thanks in part to the power chiller, which diverts the AC refrigerant to cool the air intake. It offers the torque reserve system for explosive launches, as well as the strengthened drive shaft to handle it all. It won't do a wheelie, but it'll scream in your face as it hurls you straight to jail. Compared to the standard Hellcat, it gets a higher top speed of 203 miles per hour, and quarter-mile times reduced by a precious tenth of a second, 11.1 seconds at 131 miles per hour for the standard Redeye, and 10.8 seconds at 131 miles per hour for the Redeye Widebody. That said, Dodge has ensured that Demon reigns supreme in the Challenger hierarchy. For one thing, the Demon has 840 horsepower and 770 pound-feet of torque, compared to the Redeye's 797 horsepower and 707 pound-feet. The Demon's suspension is specifically tuned for the weight transfer characteristics of drag racing, and can lift its front wheels off the ground if you nail the launch with the narrow tires on it. Also, while the Redeye does have line lock to let the rear wheels spin while braking the front calipers, it doesn't get the Demon's trans brake to keep the car locked into position as throttle is applied for launch. The good news for those who want to own a demonic Challenger is that the Hellcat Redeye is also more attainable than its elusive big brother. It starts at $72,745, including the $1,395 destination fee and $1,700 gas guzzler tax, with the widebody configuration adding another $6,000. The Demon started at $86,090. Perhaps more importantly, its production won't be limited to the 3,300 units that the Demon was, the end of which allows the Redeye to claim superlatives like most powerful production V8 and quickest production muscle car. And, in my opinion, the Hellcat logo is way cooler, especially with the glowing red eye as a subtle hint to the Shelby owner that pulls up alongside of you at a stoplight. Driven sanely, the Redeye is actually a perfectly comfortable way to get around. With its handful of configurable settings in street mode, the revs are kept low, shifts smooth, and suspension surprisingly pliant, though steering feel still remains hefty in its lightest setting. It wasn't until I shifted to sport and felt the suspension tighten up that I noticed how much street mode really cushions occupants from the bumps, cracks, and undulations in the road. At speed in sport transmission mode, the engine drones loudly as it holds slightly higher revs, and the shifts give you a gentle kick in the small of your back. With traction set to sport, or, even better, track, the Redeye will happily spin its rear tires pulling away from a stop sign to the delight of the bored construction crew egging you on. The palpable difference between the Redeye's drive modes had me exploring the different combinations and marveling at the differences in the SRT drive mode screen, particularly since the custom setting lets you individually adjust the transmission, traction, suspension or steering. In a car with such a broad spectrum of behaviors and capabilities, one day of driving wasn't enough to exhaust my curiosity. Despite my self-discipline on the public roads, I still got to experience the nice supernatural thrills of a coupe drenched in black magic. You don't have to double the speed limit to appreciate the way the Redeye Widebody claws its way to an instant sprint, shifting as fast as you could snap your fingers if only you could loosen your grip of the steering wheel. The way this car gums itself to the road as you throw lateral G's at it is a hamfest to giant. This car just clobbers its surroundings, asphalt, air, and human senses alike.